Yo, it's the culture, it's the bars, it's the aggression, it's the lyrical combat. It's two battlers in a dog fight. That's what I like. It's the breakdown, baby. Get your bars up.
Hey yo, get your bars up, baby. It's the breakdown. Baby. It's the breakdown.
Yo, it's a level of competition for me. Two battlers locked in a verbal annihilation, a dog fight. You're bringing the bars, you're bringing the wordplay, the attributes that make a battler, that makes the battler grand. It's a breakdown, baby. Get your bars up. Fuck with us. One night a week. The move.
Since we were just talking about performance and freestyle and basically attributes in a battle, let's ask DNA about what is the definition of performance in a battle. Let's start there.
Yo, what's good? Yo, what's good? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you pretty good. So,
all right, so what you said was the question again?
Okay, well, let me let you know, too. We got Jay on, we got Nico, and we got Brother Greg. You got one of you guys, let him know what y'all was just talking about.
Basically, we were just talking about performance. We were talking about performance over time as well, because we was bringing up older battles. And we're talking about performance now and how a battle rapper whole career can basically be based around performance only. And what would your definition of performance be considered?
I mean, for me, I feel like every battle rapper has their own performance. Like, I think sometimes battle rappers that are new or that are trying to figure out themselves, they try to emulate a certain character's performance. But I think your performance comes within you. Like Hitman's performances, bringing his brother out, remixing it, moving around a lot. But somebody like me, I still have good performances, but I'm not really theatrical. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think performance is all depending on the person. And in terms of it's certain, like Tech Nine, for instance, he was all performance, and he was able to beat people that had bars and all that, but his performance was just unmatched. So you definitely can make a career in battle rap just being all performance. It's just your performance has to be so strong that it overpowers somebody else's attributes.
That's
okay, because I was saying that all the top performers have great delivery. I think that's also what pushes them over the edge.
Most people that are great performers, but I mean, delivery and performance is two different things, but they go hand in hand. Usually, if you're a good performer, you know how to set it up because that goes into the performance. Yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay. So what I was saying in regard to performance, it was different. It was different from back in the day to what it is now. One of we have a group, Savage Bloggers. One of the guys in Savage Bloggers said, okay, we mentioned Tay-Rock as far as performance now, and he was saying, as far as niggas stomping their feet and hand gestures or whatever. To me, that's the shit that's become performance. I don't feel like that's performance, but I guess that's the theatrical way of bringing the bars alive. I don't know. That shit doesn't, everybody's doing it, so it's not, I don't really know. Like, that shit doesn't do much for me, but I guess that's the way that they make their words stick more, or I don't know.
I mean, to me, I feel like I said, performance is within you. I think a lot of people search for performance, so they start, that's how the PG step came about, because I figured that was just a way to say I'm a performer. If I do a certain move, I spit in the bar. But I feel like people that are original, they all have their own performance. Like Charlie Clip's performance is not even that many moves. It's just he's a good performer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a good performer. Rex, Hollow, Hitman, Surf. But if you pay attention to everybody I named, we all perform way differently. So I just think performance comes within yourself, because you have to know it's just with anything. Like, it's like a woman. Like, she has to know what clothes she can wear that she looks good in, and what clothes she, you know what I'm saying? Or a guy that's dressed, like, if I'm dressing up, I know what clothes I'm going to be able to wear and what clothes is not going to look right on me. So that's just a performance. Like, if you can't dance and move around like that, like Sean, that performance ain't going to work for me. But for somebody like Sean, when he dances and moves around, that brings his bars to life. You know what I'm saying? More because he does that. But for me, my performance comes in just because of my energy. So it's like I said, it's just within you. Like, you got to find that niche. So I feel like nowadays in battle rap, people just try to copy, and that's why you don't got too many people that stand out with performance because everybody tries to do the same thing.
That's fact.
Yeah.
Nico, we're going to drop you off. Go ahead, DNA. Go ahead.
I feel you on that because, like, when you said, I feel as though performance is very organic, so I do agree with you on that. And you brought up a very interesting era of battle rap, which would be the PG Step era. And it had to be at least like 20 dudes doing it. Randall dudes, Billy Joe Gunn over here, and Big Tommy Mike is PG stepping. but Prez Mafia made it to the big stage, and he's still back because it seems organic, like it's really his aura. And he's doing the same thing that 10 other guys behind him are doing, but they can't sell themselves to the crowd. So, just to add on your point, yes, things have to be organic, even if somebody else invented the moonwalk. But only Michael Jackson could do the moonwalk. You feel what I'm saying? So it has to. It's the believability factor. Even though a lot of people don't like mentioning that in rap, but believability does play a huge part in battle rap.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's fact. Let's get into this. Like, well, I don't even know where to start. We got so much to talk about. I haven't talked to you in a minute. What I wanted to talk about, though, I guess we'll start with this Pat Stay battle. So Highstakes coming up, January 22nd, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a battle. When I heard about it, I feel, and you actually said this in another interview, I feel like this is something that should have happened long time ago. I don't know how excited I am about it because I feel like, in my opinion, this is an easy win for you. Pat Stay hasn't done good in any of the battles that he's had in the United States. And I just feel like you're about to shit all over here. But not because people feel I'm a DNA stan, but I'm just looking at Pat Stay. I'm just looking at Pat Stay from shut up, y'all. But not y'all agreed with me earlier on this. You take Pat Stay out of Canada, where you have all this hype around him. He has this third that he does that woos the goddamn crowd, and that's it. I don't feel like he's going to come to UDubb and he's going to be able to do that same thing. And then, what is he really going to say to you that you're not going to rebuttal?
I mean, yeah, like I was saying when I did the interview, it was with 15 Minutes of Fame, actually. Shout out to Uncle Rocky. Yeah, to me, it's something that should have went down before, even for the Chain when he was the champion on King of the Dot, but for whatever reason, they never made it happen. But, I like to feel like he's gonna step it up because he's facing me and because, like you said, he hasn't been doing good in his last battles. And that's my true opinion. Like, I don't really like to think battles is easy for me until they over with. Like, if it goes down how y'all predicting it or how, a lot of people, because I see a lot of people saying that, but if it goes down like that, then after, I'll be quick to say, yeah, y'all was right. But until then, like, going into it, I feel like he knows what's at stake. And, it's high stakes, no pun intended. But I just feel like because he hasn't done good so well, he's due for one. So I feel like he's going to show up. I mean, I feel like just overall, if you compare us, like, I could do way more in the battle than he can, especially outside of Canada. So, I mean, I do think that I got advantage over him, but I like Pat Stay, you know what I'm saying? And I'm interested to see how he's going to come outside of Canada because it's going to be no gas in New Jersey.
Right. Fellas?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You think you go just straight 3-0 him, or do you think you can sneak around that? Because, if I'm not mistaken, both of y'all are going to be new to the UDubb stage, correct? Unless I missed the battle.
No, you battled a few times
Rad
on
B.
UDubb, right?
Yeah, 2.
He battled Rad B.
And I battled Arsenal and Suge with K-Son. Twice this year.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, even if it was my first time, it's not because you already know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to shoot my own horn or nothing, but if it ain't me going to, like, Europe or Africa or something that I haven't. Like Jersey is like New York to me. It's like the same type of atmosphere. But I always like to say when I'm about to battle somebody, I'm trying to 3-0, but it's a lot of things that play into a battle that I have no control over. Like, I have no control over how the crowd's going to receive any one of us. I have no control over what he's going to say. So, I mean, it's possible he can win a round, but I don't think – I mean, I know the way I'm going to prepare. I don't think he's going to beat me. But, like, and I'm saying, like, for instance, when I battled Rod B, the first round, he was horrible, and I smoked him. And then in the second round, he wasn't that good either, but because he was in Jersey, like, it's a mind thing. Like, even for me, when I watch a battle, if somebody loses round 1 and they turn up a little bit in round 2, like, in your mind, you just want to give them the round so you can say in the third it's 1-1, unless it's just an overkill where you're like, all right, it's 2-0. So I feel like because he was in Jersey, like, they gave him the extra push crowd reaction-wise to say, yo, it's 1-1, just because he's from Jersey.
I don't know how that's going to go. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but the question I was going to ask you is, do you think that he's going to get like a nice crowd reaction when he come out there, and they might emphasize a little bit on his lines that might be average or a little bit above average, and he might get, just get that love because it's the first time he's been out there? That was the question I was going to ask you. That's why I asked, was this your first time on the UDubb stage?
I mean, yeah, that's possible depending if he come with some shit. If he sell it. I mean, look, this is what I say. Battle rap is being a salesman. Like, that's what people don't understand when you watch a battle live and you watch it at home. When you're watching it at home, the energy and the aura's not there. You're watching it more so, like, as a fan. Like, yo, is this really hot what they saying, or is the crowd gassing it? Like, you have time to analyze. You more so in a studying sense. When you there live, it's more so as a fan and like when somebody's about to sell you a product, if they sell it to you the right way, you're gonna be like, shit, damn, I'm gonna buy it. Now after you buy it and you use the product or you look back at it, you might be like, what the fuck did I just spend my money on? But when you're watching it live, that's what it is. So if you can sell it, then yeah, I mean, like, don't get it twisted. I know the game. It's been times that I battled and I ain't really have nothing, but I sold it to get the win live. Now when you watch it back, I'm like, yo, damn, in this battle DNA wasn't saying nothing, but that's how it goes. So if he come with some shit to sell, or he might really have some good shit. So, I mean, anything is possible. I mean, we're not talking about a rookie. Like, he's Pat Stay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's known, so I think he definitely could figure out a way to make the crowd go crazy. But I just feel like the way I just feel like the zone I've been in since we started NWX, I haven't really taken an L, clearly. I mean, the only L that I could say that I'll wear as an L, like, since we started NWX, was the gun titles, the first battle. But solo, either I feel like I won or it's debatable. Like, you can say I won or I lost. I don't think nobody clearly beat me since we started the whole NWX shit and I switched my style up. But, so that's why I feel like it's just, he could do his thing. A lot of niggas do their thing when they battle me, but I feel like I'm going to do my thing. And then it's just going to be either debatable. If you like DNA, you're going to say DNA won, or if he's not coming on this shit, then I'm going to just clearly win. But
yeah, I was gonna that was gonna be my next question about that. But before we move on to that, I wanted to ask you, like, you had said in that I think you said, yeah, in this one, in the 15 Minutes of Fame interview, as far as the chain goes, you wanted to battle him when he had the chain. Do you think that part of the reason? Well, let me put it this way. You battled everywhere, but I think now in this stage in your career, you're still URL, but you're not so much. I think that branding has you branded yourself a lot more than that. So to me, you're more like an international battler. But do you think at that time, at that stage in battling, could it have been because you were affiliated with URL, or that you were more coined a URL battler, that they probably didn't want to put the battle together?
I mean, to me, I think it's a little deeper than that, man. I just think, I don't know, man. Like, let's just be honest. Have we ever seen anybody that's African American with the chain? No.
I was just about to say that.
I mean, that's just how I look at it. The only person that was black that got a chance to go for the chain was Daylight, and they knew he wasn't going to take it serious. Look what he did. He did some slave shit. Like,
right.
So, I mean, either it's that or it has to be URL, because if you want to go by like what I did for King of the Dot. Not saying they didn't do nothing for me. I would feel like what I gave and contributed to the league since I came there would be enough to get a title shot. I mean, me and Disaster is like damn near the biggest battle on King of the Dot with over 4 million views. Drake there. You know what I'm saying? Me and when Disaster battled Cannabis and I battled the owner of Don't Flop, that's at 1 million. Me and Sharon was a good battle. Me and Thesaurus. So it's like, why wouldn't everybody else getting a shot from Sharon to Disaster to Thesaurus? Like, why wouldn't I? I mean, for a second it was mind-boggling to me, but like that was more so in my younger stages in my career when I used to actually care like what people said or how people view stuff. Like now, I just do my thing, man, because I realize you can't please everybody, so I don't try to. So, you know, it doesn't really bother me no more. It's just like whatever. But yeah, when it came to Pat Stay, I felt like that was a battle that should have went down on King of the Dot and for the Chain like years ago. But I don't know.
Okay, and then as far as NWX, being that you founded the group, what were you thinking as far as getting the group together? Because again, you have Dot Mob, that's legendary. You have, NYB. You have Team Hani. What were the attributes that each member brought? And then the most recent members, you have Official and Top now, right?
Yeah.
It's a question I want to ask about NWX too, because it used to be you and Khan. A lot of people don't know that for real.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. I'm sorry. Just to break it down, when we actually started it was actually Khan's idea. Khan was just on some like, yo, we need to like even though the comparison may be like why would you think that, but I understood where he was coming from. He's like, yo, in the attitude era of wrestling, it was like they just didn't give a fuck and they just turned shit up, like in terms of entertainment wise. He's like, battle rap needs that. So originally it was me, Khan, and Kayshawn. And then right when we was getting ready to like go full effect with it, how we did last year, Khan got the call from Nick Cannon and he went to Wild 'N Out. So, who could be mad at that? It's like, you know what I'm saying, as my brother, I'm like, yo, do your thing, man, salute. So we kind of fell back from it because we wasn't going to have the time, with him being on taping for Wild 'N Out and going on tour and all that. We wasn't going to have time to really invest into it, so I kind of never pursued it. And then Earl randomly hit me up in 2014 in December and said, yo, are you and Kayshawn still trying to do that 2-on-2? I seen y'all promoting like last year in 2013. I'm like, yeah, why, what's up? He like, I think it'd be dope if y'all battle John and Saya Boy. I'm like, let me ask Sean. So I hit Sean and he was like, yo, I'm with it. So me and Sean just agreed to do the battle, and then Rookies vs. Vets came up. And when Rookies vs. Vets came up, the battles was back-to-back weeks. Rookies vs. Vets was like March 28th, I think. And then our battle was April 5th in Atlanta versus John and them. So we wasn't preparing for the 2-on-2 because we had to worry about Chess and Mr. Wavy, which is way more important. So after we finished that, we had like 3 days to get ready for John and Saya Boy. And then me and this nigga just was locking in every day, putting it together. And then once we did the battle and the reaction, like usually when you battle off the URL, like the type of response like on the internet is not as big because, not that many people know about the battle, not that many people, you know what I'm saying, is tuned. But the response we was getting was like it was a URL battle. Everybody was Instagramming, Twittering, Facebooking, yo, DNA and Kayshawn is a crazy team. We just seen the footage, yo, they should start a 2-on-2 wave. So when me and Sean was looking at it, I'm like, yo, like we might be able to bring this 2-on-2 shit back because I know it died since the Thesaurus and Marv 1 and Cody and Immaculate was doing it. So me and Sean was like, yo, let's bring it back. And then I was like, yo, man, we might, like, with us bringing a 2-on-2 back, we might as well just start that NWX shit we was trying to do before. So I had told Khan, since, he came up with it, like, yo, I'm about to just run with it because I know you doing other shit. He's like, yo, go ahead. So I'm like, bet. And then, right before we battled John and Saya Boy, we was at Rain's crib vibing with Big T. But I've been cool with Big T. It's just that we all was under one, you know what I'm saying, like in one environment where we all could become cool. Because I was cool with Rain on my own, I was cool with Sean on my own, and cool with T on my own, and cool with Saga. But nobody was all together. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was the factor that brought everybody together. So once we all was chilling, Sean fuck with Rain, Sean fuck with T, they fuck with Sean. So then it was like, yo, once we start this, like, yo, let's ask Big T if he want to be down since he's from the Midwest. Like, we just can't make it an East Coast thing. Big T was like, yeah. We like, you know, Rain was fucking with it. Like, Rain, you want to be down? We like, yeah. And we like, we need a new person, you know, somebody that's new on the scene. And, you know, Saga's from Queens. I knew Saga before he even battle rap. I knew Saga since like 2012. So when we asked Saga said he was down. And then the real, like, objective of starting NWX was just to give battle rap that spark because it was dying. And then, you know, at first people was laughing like, yo, what are y'all doing? Making up some wrestling shit. Like, y'all really think this is going to work? It's corny. And then after we did Known 5, and Sean killed Verb, and I did my thing versus Sirius Jones, and then when we did the 2-on-2 with Hitman and Verb, then everybody was like, yo, these niggas is like rejuvenated with NWX, like they turning up, and then that wave just started, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because at first, like, don't get it twisted. Like me, I never doubted it. Sean never doubted it either. I'm not going to say who, but people in the group was like, yo, you really think? I'm like, trust me, man. Stick with it, man. They always say something at first when they don't understand it. And then everybody came around like, yo, NWX. So it was just like, yo, it just worked. And then after that, Official wrote on Facebook like, yo, I'm trying to be down with NWX. Somebody needs to get me in contact with him. So we got in contact with her, and she been down since last year, but we didn't really announce it until, like, I think sometime this year, like, officially, because we was just trying to get everything right. And then we was vibing with T-Top last year at the BET Awards, and every time he came up to New York, no matter who he battled, he was chilling with us. So he was kind of down, too, and it just wasn't announced. But we announced it this year in the summer. So it's kind of like everybody was already, like, down, and we're going to tell the public. So to everybody else, it seemed like a shock, like, yo, how did T-Top? But we've been cool with T-Top. We've been Official, been down with us, and then the original 5 was me, Sean, T, Saga, and Rain.
Okay. Guys.
All right, so let me ask you this. You know, just to go through your history real quick, what do you think was your toughest battle that you think that you pulled the victory out of?
Disaster.
Ain't had to think about it enough, man. You got like 297 battles. It just popped right up.
I don't gotta think about it because it's like now when I battle, like I got like with anything, with basketball. Once you get to a certain point in the game, you it's down to a science. Like I got battle rap down to a science now. Like I know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it. Like this is DNA. Like. You know what I'm saying? I may switch up certain things or how I say certain things or what I'm saying, but I know how it's going to lay out every time I get in the ring. And then when I go there, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm perfect, but that's how I'm able to put on a good performance so many times in a row because I've mastered how I want to do it for me, and it works for me. So I don't really count those battles because it's like, you know, once you find that it factor or that certain swag you got to have, then it's like you cruising. But I say the disaster battle because it's at a time when I really didn't find myself. And you know what I'm saying? And on top of it, I was nervous battling disaster because I felt like he was dangerous. Like, at this time, this is one of the only dudes that could freestyle on a level that I can.
Right.
You know a dude that was aggressive, loud, energy, could match mine and everything. So it was like a mirror match. You know what I'm saying? So I was more so like worried. And I was battling him in an area that he battled that before, but I didn't. That was my first time in Canada on King of the Dot. Mind you, he battled over there like 3 or 4 times. So, and it was a grudge match. So it was really like, I'll be lying if I tell you I wasn't nervous. Like that was a battle that I was like, yo, I have to do good in this battle. Like I have to. It's a must I win. And then when it turned out the way it turned out, legendary, it was just like, that was like my toughest battle. And in the battle, when I got there and Drake just shows up out of nowhere, that's what even made it crazier. Like, oh man, like the stakes is even higher. You know what I'm saying? At this time, that was the first battle Drake ever appeared at, and it was like, yo, if niggas killed in front of Drake, it's like it's over. So, and the disaster spit his first round. That was so crazy. Everybody thought it was over.
Crazy.
That was just like
it was
a tough
crazy
situation. Yeah. So
but let me ask this though, you know what, and everything that you're saying makes that battle so monumental. Why the hell did y'all do a second?
money for me.
Well, shit, that's the realest answer you can find.
I can't even lie. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When they called me for it, it was in the summer, and it was and they was like, "Yo, Disaster wants to battle a mystery opponent, and we think it'd be legendary if you show up." So I'm like, "Yo, as long as it's not 3 rounds, I'll do it because I just feel like a 1 round is just like fun." That's how I looked at it. Like, it was just fun. Like, he was freestyling. Even though I knew I was battling him, I was freestyling because I'm like, yo, he don't know who he's battling. We battled already. It was so crazy. Like, this is like a sparring match. It's like fun. So that's why I didn't feel like it would taint the battle because we didn't go 3 rounds again. So to me, it was just like fun. And then the money there was a good amount of money they was offering for 1 round. So I'm like, fuck it.
I ain't mad at that. It didn't really do anything for my perception as far as the first one. But like I said, when I heard about it, I'm like, what in the fuck? Like, I would have been happy to see Sharon and you go at it again. The first one was monumental, 8 days prep. You know what I mean? That shit was like, okay, this battle definitely needs to happen where y'all got more prep. I really want to see that as a rematch. But you know, I ain't mad. Shit, that's a real ass answer. Like, for real.
I'm gonna keep it 100 for real. I didn't even know y'all battled twice. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
It was like a 1 round of joint.
So you think you won?
It was like, to me, it was like to me when I say, like, I'm only saying that because I can give you a confident answer on any other battle, like whether it's a win or loss. But in that one, I couldn't really judge it because it was, like I said, it was like fun. Like, he was rambling, talking about wild mystery people. I was spitting about him, freestyling, but they wasn't gravitating to what I was saying because it was in Cali. So it was like either way to me. Like, if you want to say, like, because I seen people saying he won and I seen people saying I won. Like, yo, DNA shit was put together more better, even though it was freestyle. I think DNA won, or Disaster didn't know who he had to battle, so he won. So it's like, to me, it's like one of them battles that don't even matter because it was only 1 round. He didn't know. It was like some 3 days prep I had, so I was just like, whatever.
That's crazy. DNA, you said something about, and this came from, I think that was Hip Hop is Real. That shit, like, blew my mind. Like, I tell niggas all the time as far as freestyle ability. To me, like we were saying earlier, you know, it can be an attribute or it can be overused. You know what I mean? And I know Chris is your brother, and he is one of my favorites, too, but I feel like he's become kind of lackluster. Niggas, you know, will say what they will as far as why, but at the end of the day, he's one of the great freestylers in this to me as well. I mean, when a long time ago, when he was on the show and he was in the store, and I think him and Danny was on the phone or some shit, and he freestyled in the store, like everything in the store. That shit was crazy to me. But my question is to that, like, you don't write your rounds for battle rap on paper. You memorize them all in your head.
Yeah, correct. Well, anything that I do now, songs too, anything that I do that when I'm rapping, I don't write it down at all. Like, I'll be honest though, I write notes, like when I'm about to battle somebody, just so I don't forget everything I want to say. I'll write down something that will make me remember the bar. But in terms of rounds, like, I don't write my rounds. I make all my rounds in my mind. I feel like for me, it's easier for me to remember it like that.
Have you always did it like that? Have you always did it like that? Or this is something that? No, go ahead.
Nah. For like the last 4 years. The last 4 years, I've done it like that since like 2012. Because I'm saying, like, those are 4 years solid where I've just every battle. Before that, I would try some battles, and then some battles I'll just be like, oh, I'm gonna write it, and then I'll try it again. And then after like the Enes battle on, every time I battled, I just made it up in my head.
That's crazy. That is insane to me.
So then I gotta take you back for real, because I've been watching battle rap for a really long time. You lost the foreigner, right? You feel me?
With the judge's decision, I don't feel like I lost myself, but yeah, they said I lost.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you for real. But you beat Rome. That was when you did the antic, and I feel as though, my personal opinion, I feel as though both of those wins and losses should be interchangeable, because I was really rocking with Rome for a long time when I seen that battle. I see why they gave you the battle. You feel me? But Rome was like equally on you, like y'all was like neck and neck for real, so we could have went either way. And I see why y'all did the rematch. What was one of your favorite battles in grind time?
Well, you named the Rome battle. I mean, to me, the reason why I feel like they gave me the win with the Rome battle is because, one, the battle that I had with Little Farnham and Lil Pesci, like, as I got older and I started watching battles, or I had to judge battles, I see how it could happen. But I just felt like in the Little Farnham and Lil Pesci battle, they sent those battles to overtime just because they wanted to be entertained, not because they felt like we were so equally matched that it needed to go to overtime. And I felt like in a battle, when you're trying to pick a winner in a battle, if everybody is neck and neck lyrically, performance-wise, what is the one advantage that you have? And I feel like the bomb was the advantage I had against Roan. I mean, if he would have pulled out a bomb too, then it would have been like, oh, we need to go to overtime. But I feel like lyrically we was equal. I feel like jokes and performance-wise we was, but I just felt like in that battle I just showed like I wanted to win more than him. Like he looked like he came like, yo, I want. In the battle, he looked like he was in the battle like, yo, I want to win. And in that battle, even watching it now, I was like, I need to win. So it was just that difference in both of us spitting. Like, but in terms of content, I feel like he was spitting a lot of dope shit too. But I just knew like it just be battles where I could go like, for instance, me battling Chilla Jones. If you watch it back on camera, if you really pay attention to the bars, it was a lot of things Chilla Jones that was saying in that battle that you could say was better than mine. But I came into the battle like I'm gonna win the battle. Like he came in the battle like, yo, I'm about to spit some hot shit. I came in the battle like, yo, I'm gonna leave with the win. Like and people don't understand that. Like a lot of times people go, yo, but he was going over heads and his bars was there, but it's how you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a Chilla Jones in 2016 going into 2017 is nothing like the Chilla Jones that I battled in 2013. Like lyrically he was on the same level, but he wasn't directing his bars to the person. It was just a bunch of shit that you'd be like, yo, that's hot, but that's not battling. Like me, one thing about me, I learned I'm gonna battle you. Like I'm you. Like you may say something that overall you could say, oh, what he said was hotter than DNA, but DNA directed it to him. So once I learned that, it's like you gotta like with anything you know how to do, you gotta know loopholes to get around certain stuff. Like if you playing basketball and you battling somebody that's taller than you, you gotta figure out how you're gonna shoot over them. So if I'm battling somebody I know that is lyrically better than me, what am I going to do? I'm not going to try to go match with what they're good at. I'm going to make them do what I do, or I'm going to just over excel on what I do so I can beat them in every other area. Like, you got to be smart. Right. A lot of times people go into battles and they get so into their pride and their ego and go, yo, I can do what he does. But you can't. So you can, but it's going to take time to practice. You're not going to nail that for this battle. Now, if you study and, you know what I'm saying, try to make your pen game better within the next 6 months, you can do that. But we're talking about now. For this battle, you need to figure out what are you better at than him and use that to win. So I feel like a lot of times people just get into their pride and ego. And with Roan, I just knew bringing out the bomb at that time because everybody felt like, yo, they be robbing DNA and grind time. Should be winning these battles. So I knew the bomb was going to be that thing that they was just going to be like, nah, I got to give it to DNA. So it just wiped out everything he said. Like, nah, this nigga brought out a bomb. Like, he's for real. So that's why I feel like they gave that to him.
I actually like that. I was surprised. I was a grind time. I ain't gonna lie, I liked it. Anything you guys say, Wayne? Jay?
Yeah. Well, not on that, but I agree. But just kind of, that's a segue into something I wanted to ask as far as the new era of battlers that's coming in to URL and just around. I remember you had said, you've said in a few interviews as far as saturation of leagues, saturation of battlers. coming up, do you feel like the battlers that are up and comers, because I don't really like calling them just PGs. A lot of them have been battling for a while, and we call it the it factor. A lot of these guys don't have the it factor. But do you feel like that's what they're missing? They don't, like you said, they mimic what they see, and they don't really have a strategic way of beating opponents. They think they can do what y'all do, but you came from an era where you really had to coin and be strategic when battling. It was more of a competition then. Now they just rap.
Yeah, like me, I just feel like they don't study. Like I feel like you can say whatever you want, and anything that you take as your profession. We're not talking about as a hobby. We talk about this is your job, this is your profession. You have to study. If you in the stock market, you have to study what time of the year do the stocks go up, what time do they go down, where should you invest the money, where should you not, which stock is good, which one is like. I feel like these new guys, they get so. Because even when we battled, it sounds weird. If you talk to somebody that came from hip-hop 20 years ago, they're going to tell you how way different it was. But the world changes so fast now. It's so different from 7 years ago to now. 7 years ago, it wasn't Instagram. It wasn't Facebook. Like, Facebook just was becoming popular, and Twitter had just came out. So, still, the feedback was still from, when you walk in the street, man, I seen your battle. That shit was fire. Now, it's like these dudes do one good battle, and they have so many people online that feed them and gas them and make them believe the shit more than what it really is. Like, you better than these older guys. And it sounds good because everybody wants to root for the underdog. So basically these fans build these guys up to think they're ready to take on something that they can't. Because I was just saying this on my Instagram live, like, earlier. Like, they don't have character. That's the main problem with all these new guys. They have no character. Like anybody, like right now, anybody that's talking, whether you like me or not, you feel like you know DNA. You feel like you know Hitman. You feel like you know Clips. You feel like you know Lux, Conceited, Mook, K-Shine, anybody, Surf, anybody that came from that era. We embedded it to, like, you feel like you know us. We gave you your personality. These dudes, we only see them on the stage, and after they get off the stage, they don't blog, they don't do anything. Like, I don't know if they think that's the wave or, I'm going to just go and rap, but anybody. Even in the industry, 50 got where he was at because he was talented, but he also got where he was at because of his character. Same thing with Kanye, same thing with Ross, same thing with Biggie, same thing with Pac. When we're not talking about good, we're talking about great. Anybody that was great, you knew them beyond their MC skills. You knew their personality. You feel like you knew them. So that's why. You know what I'm saying? You can relate to them because it's like, I feel your story. With them, I just see them rap on stage and it's like, that shit he spit was hot. Sometimes it'd be hotter than the shit that top tier niggas be putting together. But the reason why they always need the top tier is because it's not just being good in the fight, it's selling the fight. Floyd Mayweather is 49-0. 30 of them people that he fought, nobody knew. But the way he sold it would make you want to watch it. And you won't even know who he's going against. Like, I even watch their trailers. They're not entertaining. Like, and they don't study that from us. Like, my whole thing is cool. If you feel like you're better than somebody, I took something from them. Before them, all top tiers, we used to 4-bar build up. When I seen them new guys come on, they punching every bar, I said, okay, this is where the game changed. I don't sound like them. When you hear me battle, I still sound like DNA. But now, I'm punching every line because that's it. Like, I'm not going to go against the wave of the times and say, no, I'm going to be stubborn. No, because you have to adapt and adjust. But that goes for them, too. It's a reason why DNA's DNA, whether you like the way I rap or not. It's a reason why Arsenal is Arsenal or Clips is Clips. So pay attention to that and see how we got there. Like, you have to. It doesn't feel like they don't. They just think because they got the illest ball or the wittiest line or the most creative scheme, that's going to get you to the next level. It's sad. And it's sad that I'm just being real. It's sad that in anything, in the music business, in the battle rap business, the rapping is only 30% of it. It's a nigga that can have the craziest minds. If he get on stage and just stand there and spit him wild dead, y'all not gonna go crazy. He's not performing it. He's not making you feel it. So it'd be the fans too, because the fans be quick to go, these new niggas is ill. But if that was the case, why y'all watching us? You know what I'm saying? Like, statistics show, ticket sales show, like, it ain't no small event or no event where it's not a big name on there that has the same draw or the same feel or the same effect as the ones that do. So at the end of the day, they may say they want to see the new guys more, but they really don't.